So everyone has hobbies, and lots of them cost money. It's very important to learn how to manage your hobbies in a way to where it doesn't negatively affect you financially. In this specific instance, we're talking about gaming, of course. Gaming is an ever-changing, innovative, and expensive industry. There's always new games or tech coming out, and I'd argue too much to keep up with. It can be very easy to fall into the trap of spending a boatload of money on new tech, hardware, accessories, games, etc. These tips and ways of thinking will help you get a better grip on your gaming funds and help you save a bit of money, short term and long term. And be sure to stay tuned for my final tip because it is the most obvious, but it's also one of the most overlooked. So let's get into it. First off, when you're trying to save money as a gamer, it's no brainer, but wait for sales. You knew this one was coming, so we'll knock it out right away. There are always sales going on for games on all platforms, and you can save huge percentages on big titles if you're willing to wait it out. I think it's a win-win because these developers will often iron out all the bugs of a newly released game by the time it goes on sale. And you can take advantage of promotions as well. When I bought my new keyboard, I did not know that it came with a copy of Doom: The Dark Ages, so when I got the email that I had a code to get the game, I was pretty stoked, especially considering that it was free. You could also buy physical and get copies from local game stores to save a few bucks as well. Trading in games that you no longer like or play can bring the price down a little bit. I know typically companies don't give too much money back for used games, but in my opinion, it's better than just sitting on a shelf and collecting dust. A system I like to use for myself when trying to save money is establish a gaming budget. I personally like to look at my gaming spending as like a monthly subscription. I'm not a fan of subscriptions really, so this makes it a little bit easier for me. I don't spend money on gaming every month, but when I do, I like to keep it under a certain amount. Hypothetically speaking, let's just say you buy 2 fully priced $70 games a month. That's about $150 a month of a gaming subscription that you are paying. And that's just simply too high in my opinion, but when you look at it this way, it really puts into perspective how much money you are really spending on gaming. It makes it seem just a bit more outrageous and gives you a very, very real scope. So when you do decide to purchase a new game or a new piece of tech, do your research and make sure you're buying something that you'll actually use or play, and possibly consider the amount of time that you'll get out of the product. A single high quality purchase will always trump multiple low quality ones, and usually be less expensive long term. I'm a big buy it once guy. For example, I bought Stardew Valley on the Switch years ago for about $7, and I have put so many hours into this game, and it is easily one of my most favorite games of all time. Safe to say, I got my money's worth on that one. So make sure that you get your money's worth as well. It doesn't grow on trees, so don't just throw it out on low quality purchases. There are so many fantastic indie games that are sold at fantastic prices compared to a $70 game where you will probably get possibly lesser of an experience. When we make a researched and quality purchase, it's important that we maintain and protect them. Protecting our gaming gear is the key to making them last and the key to us getting the most out of them. Maintaining and protecting will prevent us from spending unnecessary money when accidents happen. And accidents do happen. And tech is not cheap. Whether it's simply putting a protective case on something, or cleaning and dusting out your PC, or even simply storing your devices in games safely so that they don't get damaged, all of those can help. This is not necessarily a gaming example, but I can't tell you how many times I've watched people who refuse to buy a phone case go out and pay for somebody to replace their phone screen when it gets cracked or damaged. Some of those people have probably spent the amount of money to fix their phone that it would have cost to just get an entire new one over the years. Simply spending $10 on a protective case can save tons of money when looked at from this perspective. So I like to treat my gaming devices with respect. Realize that in the gaming industry, many of these games and hardware will become nostalgic gems and possibly worth money in the future. Preventative maintenance is real, and it is a very good long-term money saver. Another way to potentially save money as a gamer is to use products and play games that you like. This one can be pretty subjective to each person, but hear me out. Have you bought a Call of Duty or a online fad game that everybody was talking about, and then in a week it's phased out? Only buy what you want to play. Don't just buy something because somebody wants you to play it with them. If you're into it, then sure, pick it up. But most of the time, a lot of these games are just quick money grabs that don't usually last too long. There's a time and a place to try out a new game that you're skeptical about, but there's so many nowadays that it's good to be cautious. And same can go for gaming hardware. Like, I chose the Steam Deck over most of the other PC handhelds, even though the other ones are a lot more powerful, because I simply like the Steam Deck. It's got the simplicity and the ease of use, and it does exactly what I want it to do. And I see no reason to really upgrade it until Steam Deck releases a new version, maybe with a little bit more power down the line, but until then, I'm good. And when that day comes, I will probably sell my current Steam Deck just to save money on the newer one. Gaming isn't always about the newest game or the most powerful tech, it's about the experience. Shout out to Cyberdopamine for calling the Steam Deck a Honda Civic, because that is the perfect way of explaining it. If anything, just take this tip as a reminder to not be pressured into making a purchase that you'll regret. New does not always mean that it's better or that you need it. The final and most overlooked topic I'd like to cover here is to complete your games before you buy new ones. I can see having a game or two in the backlog, but when people talk about having like 10, 20 games that they own but they've never played, I just don't understand it from a financial perspective. Not only are you not getting your money's worth by not playing these games, you're also probably spending money a little more carelessly than you should. The statistics on Steam that depict how many people buy games but do not play them, that just sit and rot in their Steam library, is disturbing to me. Like I said in one of my last videos, be picky about the games that you decide to play or spend your money on. And finish your games before buying another, because you will spend far less money this way, and try to knock your backlog games out while you wait for these new releases to go on sale. Again, it's another financial win-win. So some of these ways are direct money savers, and some of these are indirect money savers, more of a mentality to put in the back of your head for long-term financial goals. But they all hold the same value: to save money and get what you pay for. Saving money is crucial, and using these tips can help you prevent yourself from spending unnecessary money and wasted time. These are just some of the tips I use and ways of thinking that have helped me. As always, I appreciate y'all being here. If you like talking games with me or take any value from this video, please leave a like and poke the subscribe button. It genuinely helps me out, and I appreciate all the love. And we broke 500 subscribers, so let's see if we can get to 1K. Thanks for tuning in, and until the next one, peace.